Hey everybody, how are you doing? It is a Friday. I hope everybody is having a great week. Today I wanted to hop on and talk a little bit about health inspectors and working with your health inspector, not being afraid of your health inspector. I know people range from having great relationships with their health inspectors to be like really scared of health inspectors to people that are just like, oh, okay, yeah, it's just part of the business. So I thought today we would talk about health inspectors. Yes. So obviously we all have to deal with health inspectors. And we at our business, we look at health inspectors as like a very intricate part of our business. We work really, really closely with our health inspector. So far we've worked with 5 different health inspectors in different locations to make sure that we are meeting health code, we're doing what we need, and that we can serve our customers in the best way possible. We believe that the health inspectors are there to ensure that you are providing the best quality for your customers. And that's how we see it. We want to work with our health inspector so that we can be providing the best quality to our customers. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that. So we just opened our new retail space. We signed the lease on a Monday and opened on a Wednesday. So we opened in 12 days. And that included having our building ready for the health inspection on Tuesday morning. And we opened Wednesday morning. So the health inspector came in, took about 20 minutes, and we passed with flying colors and got our certificate right then and there. There's a little bit of a caveat to that. Our kitchen isn't a kitchen yet. So we had to set up our health inspection for a retail space, which means there's a lot of things like 3 compartment sinks don't have to be looked at, those sorts of things. When we opened up in the food hall concept, we did have to ensure all of that was ready for opening. But we had a team to help us because we're not the only vendor in there. We had lots of other vendors helping us get everything arranged in our station so that we would pass health inspection. So that was really nice. And then the other thing that I kind of want to talk about is like when we did farmers markets and food events and some of the things that we did to work with the local health department to make sure that we didn't get shut down. We've actually been to events and saw other places get completely shut down for the day. And nothing would be worse than to show up at an event and your station get closed down for the day. It was not something that I would want to enjoy. Okay, so let's start with talking about that. So there were a couple of food events that we went to when we first started our business. And we spoke in depth with the health inspector. So we wanted to, first of all, we use alcohol in our baking. So the first time we did that was a big thing. So I had to contact the local health department, and then I had to contact the state health department, and then I had to contact the state alcohol and tobacco department and make sure that we were in compliance with all of them. I had to do that for 2 different cities. So I had to contact the health inspector and the city and the tobacco licensing in both cities. And I had to contact at the state level, both of those things. So it was kind of interesting. What I found out is that we are allowed to bake with alcohol as long as it's 2 ounces or less per serving. So that worked out well. So that was one time that we had to do it. Then we had to contact our health inspector. We wanted to do build your own cupcakes at a Christmas event. And it happened to be in a town that had just gotten over a huge outbreak of, I don't know, some type of bacteria from a food event they had in September, I think it was. So we were doing it in November. In September, they had like a little county fair thing. And there was like some type of illness that broke out because of onions that were used at a hamburger station. And so the health department got really, really strict when it came to November. And so I called up the health inspector and I said, look, here's what we wanted to do. What we wanted to do is we wanted to have like a station, and you get your cupcake and you put your icing on your cupcake and you put all these different toppings on your cupcake. It could be sprinkles, and there were marshmallows, and there was like syrups and things like that for the kids. Okay. And, we were kind of nervous about it. And so I asked the health inspector, and she didn't say no. So that's the thing. A lot of times the health inspectors don't tell you no. They tell you this is what you need to do to be able to do that. And that's what this health inspector did. She was like, well, I can't have you openly having all of that out there. So we worked together and we agreed that we would already pre-iced the cupcakes so that the kids weren't touching all of the different stuff and spreading their germs. We already had all of the toppings in individual containers, so they got to select the toppings that they wanted. And then for the syrups, we had to have sanitizing station pretty much. So we had to have like sanitizing solution. We had to wipe it down and we had to track when we were cleaning them, and we were required to clean the outside of them every 2 hours so that they could use them. So we rotated them out and cleaned them, put them off the side, let them dry, and then rotated them out. That was the event that we saw her shut down 4 people around us for not meeting health code. And had they just picked up the phone and called and said, this is what we're doing, what do we need to do to be compliant, she would have helped them. She helped us build our first hand washing station for one of the events that we did. And she like told us like, these are the things that we need. If you guys ever need to know how to make a hand washing station, they're super easy. We use a coffee urn. We heat the water up. We put it in the top. We have disposable or whatever. I don't know, bouncy top soap. What is that called? Soap dispenser. I'm like, why can't I think of that word? So we have a soap dispenser, and then we use a paper towel holder and the paper towels because you have to be able to not let them touch the ground. And then we had a trash can, and that was our hand washing station. It was really simple. We got everything off of Amazon, got it shipped prime to us 2 days, and we were ready to go for the event. I have a whole blog post on like how to create a hand washing station if you ever need one. So it was really good to be able to call the health inspector up, ask her those questions. She specifically said, let's do it this way, or what is it that you're thinking? First, she was like, what is it that you're thinking? I explained everything, and she was like, can we do it this way? Would you be willing to do it this way? Can we tweak it this way? We said, yes. It went over great. The kids absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. They didn't care that the sprinkles already came in individual containers. And the great thing about that is they got to like sprinkle what they wanted and then eat what they wanted. And then they weren't sticking their hands in everybody else's food. So it worked out really, really well. That is one incident where contacting the health department did us so well. Okay. So fast forward to, we opened our shop currently in 12 days, and that included passing our health inspection, right? So this is how we handled it. Before we even signed the lease, okay? When we saw that this was going to work, we stopped by the health department and got the girl's contact information, her email, her phone number. We explained what we were going to do. We let her know we just viewed it. We don't know anything about the details. We don't know the price of it yet, nothing. We just wanted to put a bug in your ear and kind of find out what we needed to do for a retail bakery. So we're classified currently as a retail bakery because we actually bake and prepare in a separate location. And so we talked about a lot of basic things with her, and she was like, all right, great. She gave us her contact information. Then from there, literally anytime we had a question, we emailed her. And guess what? She responded every single time. And sometimes it was, hey, pick up the phone, call me. I just want to find out what it is that you guys are asking me. I want to make sure I completely understand what you're asking. And so we probably emailed her in the 12 days up to opening, I don't know, 15 times, just clarifying things. We wanted to make sure like where hand washing stations were located, exits were located, what type of signage we were needing in the bathrooms, what type of signage we were needing around the kitchen. To make sure that the walls weren't going to be an issue if they were this painted this way in this part of it, because, you know, your walls have to be wipeable and all of these things. And she was great. She answered all of our questions. She told us what we needed to do. She let us know what kind of corrective actions to take on things that we needed to fix before we even got to opening day. Okay. So opening day, or inspection day is really what it was. So inspection day, she walks in. She does her checks. She's like, all right, everything looks great, ladies. And she's like, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for contacting me. She is like, I knew walking in here today that I was not going to have any issues with you guys. She was like, you asked me questions throughout the whole thing. You kept me in complete up to date on what you were looking at. If something switched from what we talked about, you told me so that I could be prepared when I walked in, knowing exactly what I was going to expect. And she was like, and that made your guys' inspection that quick. I can completely go through all of this that quickly because you guys kept in constant contact. She was like, when you do that, it builds a rapport with me, and I know that I can trust you guys. I know that if for some reason something wasn't correct, that we could sit down, talk about it, and I know that you would take the corrective action. So that was really nice to hear. So today I wanted to hop on and let you guys know that, like, I know some of you guys are afraid of the health inspectors. Sometimes they tell us, no, we can't do certain things. I know we've had issues before with like buttercream and if you can leave it out and butters. Okay, so if you're a baker and you want to know about the butter, ask. Because we've had inspections in 3 different places, St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and now Waterloo. And they all have different requirements for our butters, all had different requirements for our American buttercream, okay? All we did was ask, and then we just took the steps to follow what the health inspector wanted us to do so that we didn't have any issues. And they were all different. And like St. Louis City and St. Louis County, they're in the same metropolitan area, right? Waterloo is literally across the bridge in Illinois from St. Louis area. And they're all 3 different. Obviously, Missouri and Illinois, there's a whole state thing with that too, but like city and county, they're right there. And they were definitely different from going from county to city. So I'm just going to say this and I'll hop off of here, you guys. If you have questions, ask. That is what your health inspector is there for. They want to help you be successful. They're not there to like run you down. They're not there to shut you down. They're not there to close you. They're there to work with you so that you can serve your customers in the best possible way. Okay. So if ever you're like, I don't know, or how could we do this? Pick up the phone and call your inspector. Create that relationship with your inspector. You want to know your inspector's first name. You want to be able to call them. You want to know that they're going to be responding to you. You want to be able to ask questions. And so we also have that relationship in our commercial kitchen. Our commercial kitchen is in the city of St. Louis, and we talk to our health inspector all the time. When he's in, we ask him any questions that we needed that for some reason something may have come up and we didn't get a chance to ask him. And he's great about answering our questions. So just never be afraid of them. Never hesitate. Just ask them. All right. All right, you guys, I'm going to hop off here. I got a bunch of other things I got to get going for this weekend for our bakery. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will hopefully hop in next week and talk to you guys some more about some of the things going on. All right. You have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.